Good morning, it's Christina with Christy Lynn Outside. It is August 30th and I wanted to bring you through the garden to take a look at a few things that are germinating and getting ready for fall. Wednesday I took a early morning coffee walk video and tried to post it and it didn't work. I'm still working on this editing thing. I don't know if it was because I filmed it in the wrong orientation or if I made the joke about the neighbors calling the cops on me for having a flashlight in the yard at 5:30 in the morning. I don't know, but YouTube wouldn't publish it. It was trying to publish for like 13 hours, so I finally just stopped it and deleted it. So here we are this morning. Let's get started. Okay, just to clarify for anyone that's just now seeing my videos, we are in Zone 9A, Louisiana, and just ignore all the plant matter and leaves and the hose. I did some pretty aggressive pruning this morning before it rained, and I have not picked up all of the trash yet to put in the compost. Right here we have the Seminole pumpkin that is vining out amazingly. Super excited that it's taking and the vine borers haven't really done much damage. I did see a couple entry points with the vine borers on a couple of the stems, and hopefully I pruned them out before they made it to the main stem. It's kind of nestled here in between the sweet alyssum and the lavender, and I think that's really helping me out a lot. Plus, this will be the first time that I've done squash in the fall. It's actually the first time that I've done anything in the fall, so I'm excited about that. I do have a little bit of germination with the kale. I don't know if you can see them, little bitty things. Still nothing with the celery, but I did see a video the other day, yesterday I think, that mentioned that celery takes a long time to germinate and it doesn't really like to be direct seeded. So I may or may not have success with the celery direct seeding, but I don't have a place inside right now that I can start seeds, and as you saw in my last video, my seed starting game outside was a bust. This zucchini is doing really well. Still no blooms on it yet. I did have a little bit of vine borer damage, and I injected with BT at the base of the stem. I have a couple baby butternut squash that have bloomed, and I saved a male bloom that had fallen off and pollinated them with a paintbrush to try to make sure that they take. But we have several little baby butternut squash that are popping up, so these should do really well, I hope. No germination from the cabbage. Those seeds were really old, so I didn't really expect them to germinate, but I did, I think yesterday or day before, plant some new seeds for cabbage that are the golden acre cabbage. We'll see if those germinate. Hopefully they will. Baker Creek usually has a really great germination rate for me. Right here along the edges and along the other corner, I planted some bachelor's button, blue boy bachelor's button. Hopefully those will take. It's always a crapshoot with me whether something's gonna take or survive. All of these things I planted from seed in the spring, but what you see is probably about 60% of what I actually planted. The cucumbers are doing pretty good. I did prune down a bunch of things in the bottom here because it was getting a little crowded. It was crowding out my arugula, which is about time to do a second harvest of the arugula. And I don't know if you can see underneath these leaves, we have a lot. There's that one's got a lot of aphid presence on these cucumbers. I'm really hoping I don't have to spray. I'm hoping that the ladybugs and the assassin bugs, I don't know if assassin bugs eat aphids or not, but I have a ton of them. I've only seen one ladybug, but check out all these assassin bugs everywhere. On the corner here with the cucumber and arugula, I planted some dill, bouquet dill. I saw a video yesterday that said that dill is more of a spring crop, but it's so hot right now that I think we'll do all right. The peppers in my bell pepper bed are recovering well, starting to flower and put on some new bell peppers. And they are flanked by these humongous marigolds that I aggressively pruned back. Did some pruning of the red Reuben basil, but I still need to maybe stake up a couple of these branches because they're still falling over. Maybe I'll leave them to shade though, my seedlings, because I do have a lot of red Russian kale seeds germinating here. These are gonna have to be thinned out, but my dazzling blue kale germinated one little baby plant that died. Also, I have some more celery seeded over here, but I really don't think that is a celery seedling. I think that might be maybe a marigold. I don't know. This little marigold that I tried to propagate, I don't think is gonna take. The Goldilocks acorn squash is doing really well. I did also inject a couple of these in the base because I saw a little bit of vine borer damage. If you can see, maybe right there's a couple baby acorn squash. Yay. The Orangetti spaghetti squash is doing fair. Had a little more vine borer damage that I did inject, but I'm not sure if it's gonna recover well. I haven't really seen any blooms off of these yet, but in the middle there, just for a little more height and a little something extra in this pot, I did plant some more dill. In this failed green bean bed, I broke down and I planted in this little strip here some mizuna and some lettuce. I know it's a little early for lettuce here in zone 9A because the temps are still in the upper 80s and 90s, but I'm gonna try some heat tolerant varieties here. Some pink mizuna, some Yedikul, I think I said that right, lettuce that I got free with one of my orders, some Japanese red mustard mizuna, and some little tennis ball lettuce. Also in this bed, we have a couple new zinnia. This little cutie here. That little pretty girl there. And this brand new girl. Look how cute. This one is fading out a little bit, but she's still attracting the pollinators, so I'm leaving her. I have this big marigold that is spilling over from that bed. That's gonna get pruned out at some point when I decide to add more to this bed, but it's gonna stay for now. The okra and shishito bed is thriving. Still getting lots of spineless green okra. And lots of shishito peppers. Now there are some Grand Marconi and some lunchbox peppers in here that are producing some, not as much, but they're doing good too. I have a little basil and some lavender, and of course the blue butterfly sweet peas, which I already harvested all of those blooms this morning, so there's really no fresh blooms to show you today, but look how beautiful those okra flowers are. Love them, and so do the bees. This bed has lots of germination from the collards. I'm excited to see that. A little bit of germination from the beets, not as much as I had hoped. Some of them died off, but I can definitely direct sow and succession plant some of the beets. I'll also be adding some mustard greens to this bed on each side of the collards once the temperature drops a little bit, probably later this month. This little band on the edge here, I direct seeded some German chamomile yesterday. Looking forward to that germinating. This bed is popping, especially since last time y'all saw it. I have 8 out of 9 of the tomato plants that I planted survived. I do have another little seedling right there that I can probably transplant in its place. Lots of burgundy bush beans. I think they're the Royal Burgundy from Haas Tools. A big marigold that I actually propagated from another marigold that was bushed out too big. Some basil, and let's not forget in the middle here, well, there's some weeds, but there's also some Swiss chard. Never grown Swiss chard before, but I don't know if you can see it. It may be shaded out a little too much. We'll see. The asparagus bed with the cowpeas up the trellis, doing amazing. New cowpeas forming every day. Look at them. Now I did have some problems with some aphids, but when I water, I just kind of direct stream those aphids off, and it seems to be doing all right. Also though, in this bed right here is a fire ant mound, and those fire ants are getting on, well, they're farming the aphids first of all, and they're climbing all up and down the cowpeas and feasting on the cowpeas. Of course you can't see them right now because it just rained and they're hiding, but when I harvest my cowpeas I have to be careful and wear gloves because the fire ants, oh, there's a couple, There's a few of them traveling. They get on my hands and bite the fire out of me. I can't stand those little suckers. In this bed, I planted some contender bush beans that I got from House Tools in the middle of my eggplant. That's my Toyo eggplant and Alabama red okra, which the Alabama red and the Jing orange are not really producing very well for me right now. I'm thinking about taking them out, but for now I'm leaving them because they're also trellising some of my cowpeas. So even if they don't produce much more for me, I can keep them around as a trellis for now. But I do maybe plan on taking these Alabama reds out and putting some Brussels sprouts in their place maybe. This bed has some recovering jalapeno plants, which are doing fairly well. Some Christmas pole lima beans that are they're growing too fast for me while I'm waiting on putting up that other arch trellis. So, but they also have a lot of pest damage from what I think are leaf roller caterpillars. I haven't really sprayed for that because in the mornings when I'm drinking my coffee, I just come out and let me see. Oh, there's one right there. You can see it. They just kind of nestle in where they roll up the leaf and nestle in where that is. And I don't know if I should do this on camera, but I'll just squish them where they are. Catch as many as I can and just squish. And if there's something there, it's gone. If not, if I miss it, hopefully some of the assassin bugs will take care of it, because they are, I don't see any assassin bugs in this bed right now, but the assassin bugs are on watch. They're everywhere. There's a little jalapeno. Some contender beans in the middle of there also, with some Thai basil, some sweet basil, and some more marigolds. This bed is doing great with the sweet basil, the shishito peppers. No, wait, serrano peppers. These are hot peppers, serrano peppers. Thai basil, some cowpeas, lots of cowpeas, and there's some, and Christmas pole lima beans. Doing well. Also still with the pest damage with the leaf roller pest damage, but they don't really seem to be doing too much damage. So just letting them be for now. Survival of the fittest, I guess. My Jing orange okra, which is doing fair. Double duty as a trellis, also for some more cowpeas, and some more contender beans in the middle there, contender bush beans. I ripped out all of those dead eggplants there, and I did plant some Brussels sprouts, some Long Island Brussels sprouts from M.I. Gardner. I know it's a little maybe off season for Brussels sprouts. I don't know. Hopefully in this climate we can do a good overwintering and get some maybe in January, February. I think I heard that that is possible in Zone 9A. So we'll see. This whole garden is a whole bunch of we'll see. I did a whole bunch of, I'm sure you can see, aggressive pruning and weeding on this side of the blackberry patch. Lots of plant debris here on the ground that I still need to clean up. I do still need to go on the other side of the fence though, in the servitude, and try as I might to keep my bushes on this side of the fence, they still kind of poke through to the other side. So I just go through the gate and walk over there and push them back over to my side, prune them, weed the grass from the edges, try to keep it as weed free as possible. These things are the bane of my existence. I think this is morning glory. A little rogue cantaloupe that I planted right here where some old sunflowers were. My plan is to maybe get it to trellis along the fence and maybe give me a couple cantaloupe. This is what the morning glories looked like along the side of the fence where my blackberries were. And they are just everywhere. I need to come on this side of the fence and weed all of that out. But I think I'm gonna wait till next week to do that. Okay, I had to go inside and cool off for a minute and put my hair up because this 82 degrees with 85% humidity had my hair going all kinds of crazy, and I was getting pretty hot. It's certainly not 100 degrees. It's a little better than that today because it just rained, but it's still really sticky and hot. But I hope you liked my video. I hope you maybe learned something, enjoyed what you saw. If you have any advice for me, please shoot me some advice, because that's the whole reason of me getting on here, to try to get over being camera shy and to connect with some people in the community that are gardening in the same zone and climate as me. I welcome any and all advice and pointers that you have to offer. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and maybe we can all learn together. Have a great day.